Hello, everyone. Welcome back from the break. We are moving on to our next segment, but before we do, I felt the need to say that the SDN team is absolutely incredible. So I wanted to give them a little bit of shout out. Working with them behind the scenes, it just shows me what incredible professionals they are. So virtually high five them, send them some love in the chat. I had to take a moment and do that before we move on. So our next segment is going to be the SDN award ceremony, wherein people have submitted amazing projects from around the world. So this will be the reveal of the winners in each of the categories. And then tomorrow you'll get to hear from each of them and get a little bit more detail into their projects. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Kerry Bodine, who will walk us through all of the winners.
Thank you so much. I am Kerry Bodine, and I am the co-author of the book Outside In, The Power of Putting Customers at the Center of Your Business. I have my own customer experience consulting firm called Bodine & Co., and I contribute a regular column to Touchpoint, the journal of the Service Design Network. The Service Design Awards were created to reinforce the value of service design, to recognize and celebrate leading service design practitioners and students, and to share innovative service design work across three categories: commercial projects, nonprofit and public sector projects, and student projects. I've been part of the awards jury nearly every year since the inception of the awards in 2015, and this is my third year serving as head of the jury. It's always with great anticipation that I look forward to the start of the judging season so that I can see all of the great service design work that's been done around the world. I also look forward to it because I get to work with this wonderful group of volunteers. In addition to myself, this year's jury included Kate in Hong Kong, Tina in Finland, Luis in Brazil, Florian in the USA, Damien in Australia, and Margus in Sweden. And although she's not pictured on this slide, Sonia from the SDN is integral in making this award program happen. So in the spirit of celebrating the SDN staff, I want to do a really big shout out to her. And wherever you are, please give a big round of applause to this group for the really long hours that they put in to thoroughly and fairly evaluate all of the submissions through both individual reviews and some marathon Zoom meetings throughout the year. So this year we had nearly 70 submissions from all around the world. From those, the jury selected 3 commercial finalists, 5 nonprofit and public sector finalists, 2 student winners, and each of these finalists has prepared a short video about their work. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who submitted their projects for generously sharing your knowledge, your expertise, and your techniques with all of us in the service design community. And without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce the 3 finalists on our commercial shortlist. To start us off, we've got CX Transformation for Hearing Care by Smart Design for their client Amplifon in the United States of America.
Approximately 15% of the world's adult population has some level of hearing loss, but it takes up to 7 years for an average person to ask for help. This is where we want to make a difference as a company.
Working closely with Amplifon's leadership team, built a toolkit to inspire and guide implementation. The resulting experience guides customers through understanding their hearing loss, finding the right product, adjusting to wearing a hearing aid, and receiving ongoing support.
We have more than 11,000 stores across 26 markets, and for us, being sure we provide the same level of quality in the experience for our customer is crucial.
The new Amplifon customer experience extends beyond the store to Amplifon's website, audiological testing protocols, product strategy and merchandising, a companion app, and a loyalty program. Together, these touchpoints combine to increase service efficiency and conversion while ensuring stores reflect the brand and CX strategy.
This initiative allowed Amplifon to spur broad internal changes, leading to an organization much more innovative and responsive. We firmly believe in the importance of CX. We believe that customer experience will be the key leverage to which we will defeat the stigma in the hearing care market, confirming once more Amplifon as the key leader in our category.
All right. Next, we have the future of facilitation. And sorry, I just lost my mouse. Hang on one second. Hang on, I'm so sorry. Of course, we had to have some technical issue. Okay, our next finalist is the future of facilitation, digital blueprinting on a global scale by Xero. And this was an in-house project in Australia.
As Xero looked ahead at ways to innovate and add value for our customers, the service design team took on the challenging task of understanding the entire customer experience in 3 of our 8 markets. We brought together over 140 staff working remotely to collaborate on creating service blueprints. We built on existing knowledge to create a simple set of online tools and templates. We taught everyone in the team about how we work, and then we ran 56 service blueprinting workshops. Everyone worked together remotely on the same online documents, and the work never stopped. Teams followed the sun, with New Zealand handing off to Australia and Australia to the UK by video at the end of each day. The service blueprints that were created are kept up to date and used regularly. They've evolved into a set of experience anatomies for mapping how we provide the experiences of our more than 2 million subscribers and their journeys using our products. Our expanded team of 7 service designers is in demand and has been busy supporting our colleagues across the globe on over 25 projects and more than 50 open hours in the last year and a half. Like everyone at Xero, we're working to make life better for people in small business, as well as for their advisors and communities around the world.
All right, and our third finalist in the commercial group is alleviating stress and frustration during medicine switches by Coast Service Design for their clients BENU and VGZ in the Netherlands.
We zijn hier vandaag vanwege medicijnwissels. Voor veel patiënten in Nederland zijn medicijnwissels een doorn in het oog. Maar ook voor de huisartsen en de apothekers kost het veel tijd, veel werk. En er komen vaak vervelende gesprekken door. De patiënten die weten vaak niet zo goed wat er nou aan de hand is. En dat zorgt ook voor problemen, bijvoorbeeld dat ze hun medicatie niet goed nemen. Dus tijdens de pilot die we hier draaien, hebben we een toolkit ontworpen. En die zijn we tijdens de pilot aan het testen. In die toolkit zorgen we ervoor dat het gesprek met de patiënt aan de balie zo soepel mogelijk verloopt. En we hebben ook visuele hulpmiddelen ontworpen die ervoor zorgen dat de patiënt het beter begrijpt. En dat ze thuis ook beter hun medicatie zullen nemen.
Het medicijnwisselproject is gestart omdat de gesprekken over medicijnwisselingen vaak onaangenaam kunnen zijn aan de balie. En om op een positieve manier de communicatie richting onze klanten te beïnvloeden, hebben we dit gedaan. U krijgt een middel wat u al had, alleen van een ander merk. Het resultaat, de gevolgen van dit onderzoek is dat het tijdswinst oplevert voor de medewerker. Tegelijkertijd ook een betere voorlichting en informatie voor de patiënt. En daarnaast ook een tevredener patiënt. Dus een win-win-win situatie.
All right, so those were our 3 commercial winners, or excuse me, commercial finalists. Moving on to the nonprofit and public sector category. Our first finalist is Working with Children Check for Indigenous applicants by today for their client, the Office of Children's Guardian in Australia.
Hi, I'm Alex Moshevelis, a Senior Service Designer at Today. Today is a purpose-first,
strategic design agency based in Melbourne, Australia, on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our deepest respects to elders, both past and present, and recognise and respect their abiding connection to this land, its waterways and community. This project gave us a deeper understanding of the injustice and systemic barriers that First Nations people encounter, and how crucial it is for the design community to involve First Nations people as leaders in our projects. We worked with an independent state government authority to deeply understand the experience that Indigenous Australians go through when applying for a working children's check, and how the impact of not having one plays out to great detriment. Working with children's checks are required to gain work in professions such as teaching, coaching and nursing, looking after family and foster care and kinship care, and accessing social support safety nets like job seeker programs. The most touching moment on this project was speaking to a woman who finally had received a working with children's check after many years. The joy and tears on her face when she realised that she could finally get a job at the local school and finally care for her cousins just meant how much of a monumental and significant moment this was for her, her life and her family. As service designers, it is our responsibility to make sure that our systems are accessible, inclusive and supportive to people who have gone through enough. In this case, 233 years of colonisation and its devastating effects.
All right. Next, we have immigration and asylum appeals by Engine Group for their client Immigration and Asylum Reform Project, Her Majesty's Courts and Tribunal Service, Ministry of Justice in the United Kingdom.
The Immigration and Asylum Appeals Service allows people who have been refused leave to remain in the UK to appeal the decision to an independent tribunal. Before we started, this was a lengthy and complex process that was hard to progress and set in paper-based physical processes.
Just over 3.5 years ago, we kicked off our discovery. We had an ambitious timeline and scope, so we leant into participatory design to make sure we could keep pace and deliver radical transformation of the tribunal. We prioritised learning from and designing with appellants, who are the people most impacted by the service and who'd been heard least to date. We worked with organisations close to the tribunal to build inclusive spaces and an inclusive service that promotes early outcomes. With appellant stories at the heart of our work, we built a co-designed community that included workshops to bring together previously adversarial parties and that saw judges, solicitors and policymakers act as user researchers, service designers, and then work together through our 3-year-long project.
The new service has reduced the length of the process by over 50%, and policy has been changed to enable appellants to gain earlier outcomes. Today, 28% of cases are resolved in favour of appellants and early stage without the anxiety of a hearing, and judicial time has been saved for appeals that truly need it. We've been so lucky to work with an amazing community of colleagues, friends and partners who have committed early mornings and late nights, sustaining focus and energy to enable this radical transformation. It's been an absolute privilege.
I like that little yeah at the end of that video. All right, our next nonprofit and public sector finalist is Inclusive Digital Services for the Municipality by Coast Service Design. And I really apologize, but I'm probably going to mispronounce your client, Gemeente Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
All sorts of people live in our city, from Mark to Mohammed, from baby to granny, and every citizen has their own context, needs, wishes, and challenges. How to design online services that can be used by everyone. To do so, we first needed to understand our audience's wishes, desires, and pains. We did this in the form of 3 design sprints within 30 days, and we conducted different interviews with 57 citizens, ranging from 3 different audience groups. We had elderly citizens of 75 years and older, citizens with a minor mental disability, and citizens with a different cultural background. And this is what we found.
All of the 57 participants agreed. It's all about the basics. Citizens will choose the solution that is most convenient to them. The ideal service of the municipality should be convenient to all citizens and should provide reassurance and certainty. The Coast report was the foundation what inclusive design can mean for the municipality.
The solutions as tested in prototypes by Coast served as an accelerator for new projects. For example, text reminders and video calling and tools for people who are visually impaired or hard of hearing. The main goal is that all 850,000 citizens are able to independently use digital services of Amsterdam as much as possible.
All right, our next finalist is Transforming Workers' Compensation Service Experiences, Moving from Facts to Future-Proofed Services by Workplace and Safety and Insurance Board. And this was an in-house project in Canada.
We're honored to be a finalist for this year's Service Design Network Global Award. We're excited to share the story of how we have transformed workers' compensation services through empathy-driven service design.
In 2017, the people we serve told us of the pain and frustration that our services often cause them. Because of their stories, the organization came together to launch a service transformation program with service design at the forefront.
Over 3.5 years, this talented and passionate team did an immense amount of work, including engaging over 550 customers one-on-one in primary research,
delivering 12 service design sprints over 16 months, while engaging over 150 staff and leaders to co-create new journeys for the people we serve,
resulting in 23 prototypes of new product and service ideas.
We tested these prototypes one-on-one with the people we serve and simulated our new service designs through complex and iterative simulations with employees and customers.
All of this culminated in one innovative and inspiring vision for the WSB's future service experience.
As a result of this work, we've delivered 11 new digital products that meet critical customer needs, enable people to view their claim information online for the first time ever, and dramatically decreased our environmental footprint, among other positive outcomes.
The people we serve have noticed. The mission is not complete, but every day we're improving the service experience for vulnerable people across Ontario.
All right, well, last but not least in the nonprofit and public sector category is Design in a Crisis, Rescuing the Pay Experience for Federal Government Employees by PwC Canada. Their client, Shared Service Canada, Government of Canada, and this work took place, not surprisingly, in Canada. Here's the video.
Design in a Crisis, Rescuing the Pay Experience for Federal Government Employees. In 2016, the Canadian federal government introduced a new pay system called Phoenix. The system was meant to be automated and cost-effective, saving the government millions of dollars a year. Instead, what transpired is described as the most serious pay debacle in Canadian history and an incomprehensible failure by the Canadian Auditor General. That's when our team at PwC was engaged by Shared Services Canada, an 8,000-person department that had 51% of its employees experiencing pay issues and over 10,000 pay issues in its departmental backlog. We conducted research and co-created with clients, pay experts, service delivery agents, and other departmental partners to build a brand new service offering. The goal of the work was captured in 6 success factors: increase transparency for clients, decrease uncertainty for clients, improve response time for clients, help employees be more efficient, help employees be more effective, help employees feel more empowered to own their solutions. The Pay Service Desk launched in October of 2020 to rave client reviews. The service is receiving approximately 250 requests per week, an increase of 70%, with a 45% issue resolution rate within Pay Desk process. The average time for resolution is now 5 days, a new service standard. Only 30% of requests are now escalated to other government-wide pay operations teams, reducing the burden of their backlog by 70% and increasing their team's capacity by more than 2/3.
All right, well, I hope you have been inspired by the commercial and the nonprofit public sector projects and finalists. As head of the jury, I really should not have a favorite category, but I will admit that I especially look forward to seeing all of the student submissions every year, because these entrants represent the future of our service design discipline. So I am very happy to share the 2 student projects on our finalist shortlist. The first is Escuela Sin Fronteras by Catalina Hepp in Chile.
Hi, my name is Katrina Hepp, and my project Escuela Sin Fronteras was selected as a finalist in the Service Design Awards. Escuela Sin Fronteras was designed in 2019 as a migrating project and was developed with Terteryan Fronteras, an ONG specialized in migration and education. During the last few years, Chile has gone through a huge migration growth, doubling the number of immigrants in just 3 years. This has impacted different sectors such as health, housing, employment, and schools education, the focus of this project. Immigrants arrive to Chile, so do their families and children. Most of them attend public schools, which are not trained or prepared for these cultural differences. Children tend to be regulated by their peers. Teachers don't have tools to promote inclusion, and the refugees must deal with legal and budget issues. In this context, Escuela Sin Fronteras aims to promote and develop intercultural competencies in public schools, both in teachers and students, focusing on children from 6th to 8th grade. These competences are first measured through a survey and conversation with the community, and then developed through different sessions using theater as a technique to teach about cultures, empathy, collaboration, and tolerance. Finally, students share their experience through a play, inviting other students and parents to participate, creating ambassadors, and giving the continuity to the project. Unlike other programs or initiatives, Escuela Sin Fronteras does not focus on migrant students, but instead includes all the school community, making teachers, teen students, and directives part of the solution. Fronteras was able to win a fund to pilot the initiative in 6 different schools in Santiago. Sadly, these pilots were cut short by the pandemic, but as schools and frontiers start to reopen, this project is as relevant and urgent as ever.
Okay, and our second student finalist is Low Touch, The Future of Dining Out by Marie Silova in Ireland.
Hi, my name is Marie Silova, and I'm a recent service design graduate from the National College of Art and Design, Dublin in Ireland, with a background in product design. I'm innately curious and love inspiring and helping clients or partners to do better through design and strategy. In practice, much of my work centers around creating new ways of looking at complex problems. My project, Low Touch, focuses on the future of dining out. COVID-19 had pushed us towards a low-touch economy, doing what we used to do, but with less physical contact or a low-touch version of our day-to-day interactions. The project was grounded in the harsh realities of life in 2020 for restaurants. I looked at how restaurants might redesign their business model and customer experience with a real focus on services, technology, and processes needed to fit the changing behaviors of their customers. There was one simple question really: what does the future hold for restaurant owners, their restaurants, suppliers, staff, and customers? We developed the future of dining out for a post-pandemic society through low-touch dining, a new approach to dining out that utilizes these current customer behaviors and capitalizes on them to create an intuitive and safe on-site dining experience. We allowed staff to work safely while also reducing interaction time with them by about 85%. We also improved table turnaround by about 10%. So low touch made good business sense for my client, ensuring that low touch dining wasn't a short-term fix, but a long-term approach to business for them.
All right, now that you have seen all of these fantastic projects, I hope that you understand just how difficult it was for the jury to narrow it down not only to our 10 finalists, but to an even smaller number of winners. We selected the winners based on the rigor of their service design work, their demonstrated ability to turn insights into action, and their impact and proven results. All right, I'm gonna ask all of you to do a drum roll on your desk or your lap or wherever you can based on where you are watching from today. And our first winner for Best Commercial Project is CX Transformation for Hearing Care by Smart Design USA. Our winner for Best Nonprofit Public Sector Project is Immigration and Asylum Appeals by Engine Group in the UK. And we have one more nonprofit and public sector winner. This one for organizational impact in the public sector. And the winner is Transforming Workers' Compensation Service Experiences, Moving from Facts to Future-Proof Services by the Workplace and Safety and Insurance Board in Clement. All right, next we have the winner for our best student project. And that winner is, drum roll please, Escuela Sin Fronteras by Catalina Hepp in Chile. However, the jury was not content with just one student award. And so our second winner for business innovation in the private sector is Low Touch, The Future of Dining Out by Marie Silova in Ireland. I really want to congratulate all of these winners, and I hope that you will join the winner presentations tomorrow to hear more about their outstanding service design work and all that they are contributing to the service design community. With that, that wraps up our award ceremony for 2020-2021. Congratulations to all of the finalists and winners, and a special thank you to all of our sponsors. I'll see you next year.
Thank you so much for that, Kerry. As a sentiment that I am feeling, that I'm seeing is shared in the chat, is you had a very, very hard job to select among such amazing projects, and I think we're all collectively glad that we don't have that job.
It is a very tough job, and I couldn't do it alone. So yes, but very, very deserving winners this year.
Amazing. Well, looking forward to seeing some of their presentations tomorrow.